ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome whenever you get to watch tonight's show. If you're live with us, give us a hello, say something in South African, or just a welcome, a happy new year in the comment section. We'll stick them up. I'm your host for tonight, Big Joe Shep, as ever, and you are welcome to episode 2 of the Nako Biltong all beef and no bull series, the first one of 2021, and we hope everybody is well. On tonight's show we got loads and loads to talk about. It's a 30-minute show, so I'll crack on. Let me bring in the two ladies who are fast. They are the founders and the owners of Nako Biltong, and they are fast becoming known as the Biltong Babes around the island of Ireland and above. It is Ilse and Alana van Staden. Ladies, how are we?
Good evening. Good evening, Joe. How are you?
The Biltong Babes. You heard it first, lads. So there we go. The Biltong Babes. That's your new name. So there we go. How was Christmas and New Year? I know 2020 was magically busy and everything, but did you manage to chillax a little bit, you two and Alexander?
We did, yeah. We didn't have quite the Christmas we envisaged because we were hoping to be across to England to see family, but obviously COVID had other ideas. But yes, we're now we spent it at home and just spent it with your mum, and yeah, we had a nice day.
Good, excellent. Well, 2020 was very, very busy for you, I know. Who have we got on so far this evening? We have Gregor Galway, one of your own from over there, one of our White Walkers up there in Ulster. Gregor, always a pleasure to see you on supporting. Alex Basson from the Magical Change Foundation in London. Bass, good evening. Had a birthday the other day. Looking forward to catching up soon, buddy. And Andrew Kenny is on as well. Andrew, you're welcome to the show. If anybody's got any questions or any thoughts or anything you want to know on South African foods and snacks, anything else, then please let us know. So, Ilse and Alana, just take us through very, very briefly. What was 2020 like, and how did you manage from March onwards, to not only survive, but you expanded and went massive? How was it for you? Alana, start us off. How was 2020 for you?
So 2020 went well for us overall. Originally, we were a little bit concerned when lockdown first came in. We had lots of major markets cancelled, and we kind of thought that was going to be not maybe the end of us, but we certainly thought we were going to struggle. But it actually ended up going really, really well for us. We had obviously everybody was stuck at home. People hopped online. We had our online shop we set up, thankfully, off the back of the BBC show that we've been on. And so yeah, it just went mad. Like we literally 3 days into lockdown, it was just like the phone was going ping, ping, ping constantly with orders coming in, and it was just it was great. Not ideal, obviously, from a social point of view, and we had to get out to see our customers and things. But business-wise, it was a good year.
Yeah, good. How did you find it, Ilse? What were your takeaways?
So again, we basically lost about 40% of our general income. Especially seeing how a lot of big events, the likes of Balmoral, and some other bigger shows that we were involved in were all cancelled, and some of them were cancelled last minute, like in that first week of lockdown. We were supposed to be at London Borough Market, where we were just going to continue the education of what Biltong is and how Biltong should be properly enjoyed. And that was literally cancelled with less than a week's notice. So on the back of all those events that were cancelled, we are very thankful that we did have our online ordering system, and that really put us in a much better place.
Yeah, absolutely. I was just looking at Fanula was saying that there's lots of echo. There is a bit of echo tonight, actually. I blame it on Brexit. I blame everything on Brexit currently. So we're doing our best. We had to change at the last moment, which is about a couple of minutes late from laptop to phone. It's one of those things, guys. It's not a TV program. It's live streaming, and it doesn't matter what speeds we've got. We're at the behest of other things. But Fanula, thank you for sharing that with us and let us know. It's always good. Yeah, absolutely. That's what I just did to test that. Conor Broomfield's on as well. Con, good evening to you. Runs the fantastic Four Provinces Rugby Forum there, and we've got 2 rugby ladies here as well. So that was 2020. You expanded and massively moved forward, and just remind the viewers of for those people who missed episode 1, which was in I think it was November time, wasn't it? I don't know where the time has gone. It was just crazy. A 30-minute show that went on for 1 hour, 11 minutes 53 or something ridiculous, and we didn't get through. we only get through about a third of the things that we had on. So every single month. So just remind us of the products that you produce at Nako Biltong very quickly.
So we basically produce biltong, which is cured and air-dried beef, and then we also make boerewors, which is a dried meat sausage, and both of them are generally consumed as snack products. Like the same way that people in the UK will consume crisps, we basically eat biltong.
And drovers.
And drovers.
Yeah.
I've got, look at this. I love when I get my packages through. Oh, just look at that! And we're going to be covering some recipes and things tonight. But very quickly, I found this news article. The bags, the UK title King of the Snacks. Where did that come from? Were you surprised at that?
I think it was in the beginning of the year. We sent some snacks in, or we sent some biltong into the charcuterie board, who was doing the charcuterie board awards, and there was just with all the cancellations and stuff and Brexit and everything else that was happening, we basically just completely forgot about it until along came the news that we basically won not just the King of Snacks award, but we basically cleaned up the snacks category with the biltong coming first, and the chili biltong coming second, the drovers coming third, and the garlic biltong coming in fourth.
Wow, that's absolutely fab. I noticed that you've just jumped on another.
I'm going to try
platform as well. You see, that's the power of technology that we can adapt and overcome. Ladies and gents, if you're just joining us, you're welcome to the first episode of 2021 with the look at that. We're just going to put them back into the studio. We've adapted. There we go. You see, it's a party. And of course, they've been working all day. I'm the one that's drinking, and I'm the steady one. And for those of you, anybody who wants to know where I am, this is a place where the girls are. This is behind me is a place called Ballylagan Organic Farm, which is where the girls are based. Lovely people at Ballylagan Organic Farm, in the beautiful Ballyclare in County Antrim in Ulster, Northern Ireland. So that's where I'm coming from live tonight. Well, live via technology anyway. Another White Walker's on the show tonight, Dave Topping. White Walker number 2. Good evening, everybody. Absolutely love the biltong from you guys. The garlic biltong is especially good. And we're going to be looking at some recipes and things tonight. Right, so we've run through the product very briefly. Tell us about biltong powder and why it's so flexible and why it's really literally flying out the door and becoming a fast favourite.
So the biltong powder was inspired by, you can get biltong powder again back in South Africa, and it's always a product that we've wanted to do. But the demand for our biltong was always so high that we never really got an opportunity to do it. Because again, normally you take leftover biltong, if there is such a thing, and dry it out extra and then turn it into a powder. But we were finding, as I say, that we were just selling all the biltong and weren't getting a chance. However, when we were slicing up the biltong, and particularly when we were doing the large amounts that we do, we were finding like you get the ends of the steak is kind of a little bit rougher, and we were getting a couple of other wee bits that were just a bit tough and a bit sinewy. And originally we were either feeding this to the dogs as snacks or throwing it out. And Ilse then got a little dehydrator and basically had the idea then to take those scrap bits that we would normally have from when we slice the biltong and do an order, and to then put that through the dehydrator, stick it through a grinder, and that then ended up with our biltong. So we're now, in terms of meat, at basically zero waste when it comes to our meat.
And that's just absolutely fab. And the meat that you use is all organic, correct?
It's organically reared. We can't call it certified organic. No, it's fine. We can't call it certified organic just because we don't have an organic slaughterhouse in Northern Ireland. But it's reared organically and it's butchered organically. It's just that middleman, unfortunately.
Oh, absolutely. Right. You're working with you've really expanded a lot, and you're working with a number of really great partners and a number of great stockists. So Tell us a little about. We've got a couple of images of. So these are some of the people that you're working with at the moment. Tell us a little bit about Indie Food and the Two Sisters and Spring Mount and Grattan's. What are they like? Why are you working with them?
So Indie Food is without doubt one of Northern Ireland's most foremost artisan delis and especially cheese shops, cheesemonger. We decided to work with Johnny and Laura simply because they are such champions of Northern Irish produce and food. Then the second one there is Victoria Two Sisters. Victoria is basically she started up her shop a year ago.
Yeah, they just had their anniversary.
And without a doubt, Victoria is our biggest reseller, except for Ballylaggan in Northern Ireland. She doesn't just stock our Biltong Druivenwurst and powder. She actually stocks our steaks. So what we do not turn high-value products that we don't turn into Biltong. The likes of your ribeye steaks, the likes of your fillets and sirloins. So we stock her up, and we also make boerewors for her. So and that is just Victoria goes above and beyond, and is without a doubt at the minute our biggest supporter in promoting us.
Definitely.
Grattan's and Spring Mount are two farm shops. One of them is in Donegal. Spring Mount is in Downpatrick. Ballygowan.
Yeah.
And they've just come on board.
They're new to the club.
Brilliant. That's absolutely superb. It's 2 and 2 days, I think, isn't it? 2 new stockists.
It was, yeah. It was 2 and 2 days. Literally, we had they called first of all. It was not Peter. No, it isn't Peter. Oh, for goodness sake. Yeah, my head's away.
Yeah.
From Grattan's had contacted us one day, and then the next day it was Andrew from Spring Mount rang us, and we just really taken aback. Like, it's always nice to get people reselling and stocking and things, particularly as well. We didn't really have anywhere yet in County Down that was selling biltong for us. So it was great that we could get the product out down there.
Superb. I'm just looking at some of the comments that come in there. Fionnuala Donnelly says, haven't used the biltong powder yet. It's in the freezer. We'll make scones tomorrow. Oh, I tell you. If anybody's Fionnuala, that's absolutely superb. I'll leave your other comment in just a second because it's a standout comment read again. But we're going to look at some of the recipes tonight, and each month, next month, we're going to have some of the clients on, we're going to have some of the partner stores on, some of the collaborator stores on as we move forward, looking at those different things that we do. But Fionnuala says, can you give a shout out to my stepson Connor? He is 10 and loves your biltong. So to Connor, fair play, dear fella. Get in there and get cooking with your mum tomorrow, making some scones. That would be absolutely super. So, recipes. We said that we had loads and loads of questions from people over the last couple of months as we started sort of prepping for this, asking about different recipes, and I mean, obviously I get all of it, all the biltong, and even I can knock something out. There's that's the chili Nako Biltong, that one with and that was lovely on a
is that a breakfast wrap, Joe?
That's a breakfast wrap, yeah, with scrambled eggs, and the eggs are done with free range butter and done with homemade. Jill makes homemade kefir milk, so it's very, very creamy. And that with the chili biltong and then and a toasted wrap. I tell you what, it was nom with a big mug of Coffee Dog.ie's coffee. I keep it all local in Ireland, as we tried to do. So that was one of my attempts. We'll have more each month, but. Tell us a little bit about. Tell us about this one. Also, what's on this? Because this just looks.
That is that is my match day breakfast. So that is sourdough that we get from Zach's Bakehouse. That's quite local to where we are in Ballyclare. Some mashed up avocado, 2 poached eggs, and of course it's topped up with biltong powder. And that's the breakfast of champions. So every game day, that is what I would consume, and that gives me a little bit of extra oomph.
Keeps you going at scrum time.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I need to point out to the new people who are watching us tonight, or who will watch on catch up as well, that actually you're both rugby players in your own right. You both play for Cook.
Yes.
Ilse's still playing for Ulster women and previously represented Ireland women in the 2017 Rugby World Cup, I think it was now, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right.
World Cup. So there we go. That is that is full of protein, and that's going to keep you going, lads. So I'm just going to throw that one up again because that is absolutely lush.
The other thing is, Joe,
I compared it with mine, and I think mine, yours, mine. Yours.
I'm sure yours is delicious as well.
I will need to work harder on my recipes.
Yeah.
There was is that patty? Is that just powder on
That
top
is
of?
literally just Biltong powder
On top of butter, I think. Isn't it?
on a sourdough.
Again.
Oh.
Uh,
Again, hearty and filling and good for you, and fresh butter and sourdough bread and all that protein from the Biltong powder. Now, you also do a pate, don't you? Tell us about the pate that you do.
Well, we make up a pate. Ilse's actually got some here at the minute. She's just made up.
I've actually made some. It's not quite solid yet. And it's basically a mixture of cream cheese with Biltong powder, and then you can add in other bits that if you want to flavor it. If you like a bit of chili, you can add some chili into it. I like chives, so I will put chives in. And you cut them up in little wheels, and you can use them on your cheese board as an extra condiment on top of your crackers.
Giving Joe ideas here.
Another thing that I actually like making as well and this is from the days where I was not eating bread and crisps, when I was really disciplined and I still wanted to play for Ireland. I make a Parmesan Crisp, which is literally Parmesan in the oven. You basically cook it down until it's crispy, and you add Biltong powder on top of that. And again, instead of a potato chip or a crisp, you eat that.
That's a fab healthy snack as well, isn't it? You know, that's we need to put these recipes up. So we need I promise everybody I'm going to force the girls over the next few months of doing one of these one a month now for the foreseeable future, and we're going to have some more of these recipes. And we'll put the recipes and the pictures up. And we're going to do some lives as well when we can get that to do it. And then when COVID finishes, I've got the amount of people I've promised to come up and see up in Ulster, both for our rugby and friends and now the business side of things as well. I'm going to have to do a 2-week road trip to come and do some lives. And I'm going to spend a day with Ulster in the butchery and everything as well. So, that's absolutely fab. Harry McMurtry, good evening to you, yourself and Sam. Welcome to the show. If you've got any questions, everybody, for Ilse and Lana van Staden, the founders, the Biltong babes, as they are now from Nako Biltong. Please stick them up. I tell you, it's going to catch on. It's going to be a hashtag soon, that, guys. It's going to be a hashtag soon. Soshi says Biltong and avocado. It was a great combination. Jill would like to actually have to try some for. I'm not a big fan of avocado. You see, I never really got to it. So. But
is it the flavour of it, Joe, or is it the consistency that you're not a fan of?
A bit of both, to be honest.
I was going to say, because the other alternative you've got is we had done a Biltong and avocado soup as well. And again, avocado is not something you'd think of in a soup, but because it's already kind of a creamy vegetable, it just really works.
There's another recipe.
We actually did the Biltong and avocado soup on the BBC show that we were on.
Absolutely.
And it was good enough that Tom Kerridge was sticking his finger into the pot and actually licking the pot out.
So it was done,
As you do. Eleni is on from Greece. How are you? I hope you and Yanni are well, even beautiful people yourself. Susan Jackson says, I need some pate and powder as well. You know what's going to happen? There's going to be a spin-off for... What have I started? There's going to be a spin-off for pate. You're going to have to do that. You're going to have to employ me for 6 months of the year just to come up and help you. And then there's a cookbook coming. I mean, we've talked about almost a dozen recipes already, so there's a cookbook on the go as well. Oh, lads, I tell you, the Biltong babes, you know, what 101 things to do with Biltong, 102 if you eat it, and by the Biltong babes, there's a cookbook on its way to you. There we go. See, it's catching already. Hi, the Biltong babes. Well done, Susan.
Sue Jackson needs to just calm down about calling us the Biltong babes, because our connection to Sue Jackson is actually Farmageddon Brewery. And
right.
She's the beer for the beer sticks.
And that is a good link in to that.
Yep, that's Sue Jackson.
And that also links into, where did I stick it before? Because there was a thing, I'm going to come back to Burren in a minute. I've lost, no I haven't, there we are.
Oh, no, there you go.
I am in the right order.
Yep.
There we go. Tell us about that Baltic Porter, and that's Drovers, isn't it?
That's the Drivels, yeah. So basically we were at St George's Market in Belfast for a twilight market, and Sue just rocked up to our stall a bit manic, didn't she, with brandishing a couple of cans of beer, and she said, I think we should work together. And so we did for that night, where we took some of their beer onto our stand, they took some of our Drivels, and we sort of just sold each other's products because we were like, this will go really well together. And then after a while we sort of started discussing about, well, how can we incorporate their product into ours? And then for them to then go off and go to shows, because they obviously go and do shows and things as well. So we sort of said, why don't we incorporate some of your beer into some of our products, and then whenever you guys are off doing beer fairs and all that sort of stuff, you can take the Drivels with you and flog that as well. So we got talking, and we toyed over a couple of their different flavors, but eventually we went to they had an open bar, or what's it called? Yeah, tap room. Thank you. They had a tap room in Belfast. I'd like to point out, we'd never been to a tap room before, but this is in the early days of my pregnancy, and we then went to 4 during my pregnancy, which I obviously couldn't then do anything about. But they had the Baltic Porter, which I had a small sip of at the time. You had quite a bit more than just a sip, but we just decided on that one. It's a beautiful beer. It's basically a kind of a coffee flavoured Guinness, and it's just... it's like that umami taste on it, just really works perfectly in the Drivels.
We have, since that picture was taken, moved to the regular porter, which is basically the same. It's just exactly the same type of the beer. But Biltong and beer are two of the most important B's in the Afrikaans language. So
yeah, absolutely.
It just goes together.
Biltong, beer and bry. Absolutely.
That's right.
Biltong, beer, bry.
I'm 18 months on, I'm all over this Safa stuff now, I've got more Safa friends than I've got normal friends and family at the moment. It's just the way it's worked out. Absolutely superb. I'm just conscious of the time, 24 minutes already. Tell us a little bit about Burren Balsamics. So
Burren Balsamics, again, we've been working with those guys for quite a while now. They had approached us originally and said about, because they knew we used vinegar in our product for the Biltong, and they said, would you consider using ours? And the first one that they then gave to us to try is the one that's on the bottle there, which is a black garlic. Now, I am a vinegar fiend. I absolutely love vinegar. I'm not a sweet person at all. I'm all about savoury, and vinegar in particular. And Balsamics was right up my street, so I leapt at the chance. I also then made some black garlic vinegar. Now black garlic Biltong using their balsamic vinegar. Now we soaked that one for a little bit longer than we usually would do, and that's the picture underneath. That was the first trial that we did with it, and you can see it just even gave a different colour to the Biltong. And it was just phenomenal, and it just gives such a great flavour. So we then looked, because we obviously have the garlic Drivels as well, so we then thought, right, let's replace the vinegar that we're using in that with this as well, which we did. And I have to say, the garlic had been one of my favourites before, but it probably is now my favourite, the garlic Biltong and the garlic Drivels, just for using that product. So we then turned around to them and we said, right, what can you do for us about the chili? And they sell a chili and honey balsamic vinegar, but they make a chili one especially for us. They don't make it for anyone else. We're the only ones that get it. And so that's then what's used in our chili Biltong and in the chili Drivels as well.
That's absolutely superb. We love obviously promoting sort of local and artisan businesses, local and global where possible is the slogan for we've carried on from 2020 to 2021, and I think it's a fab thing to do that. Excuse me, more and more small businesses are entering into joint ventures with other small businesses and supporting each other. And you know what? I just think that we're not going to get away from the huge companies, the Amazons and stuff like that. And look, they provide a great service when you need to, but where possible, and we've seen more and more fantastic online help groups for regions and areas across the island of Ireland and the UK the same, and long may that continue. Ladies and gents, for anybody who was just joining us tonight, you need to go back to the beginning of this one. This is a fast canter through. We've got stuff that really we're going to pick up 1 or 2 topics per month, and we've come to about 7 or 8 in so far. It's a 30-minute show. Last month's was a 30-minute and was 1 hour 11 or 1 hour 15.
And we only got to bullet point 3 last time. We're on bullet point 4 already, so this is great.
But we had some crack. And we did get some people asking us, if we want to come on to any of our shows, is it okay to have a bit of a sup? Jesus, lads, it's Saturday night. It's positively encouraged. There we go. You see, look, and the reason why Ilse drank so much when he went to the tap house is because she had probably had this, which is a breakfast of champions, which means you can go to and have that at a tap house, or before you go to the tap house, and just drink as much as you want. More comments coming through. John Walker, my good friend Tanky, how you doing, mate? Chip's got me some, and it's delicious. Chips, your dad, in fact.
My
Jimmy.
dad, yeah.
Yeah, his dad, in fact, well done. But John, great to see you, mate. Our very best to everybody up there. Julie Luxon is saying Biltong Babes. Absolutely.
That's going to stick now, Joe.
Eleni is, it's stuck, hasn't it? It's just going to go further than this. Wait until there's a whole pile of you doing calendars and books, and Jesus, I've got you planned out to 2030 already, ladies. Don't worry, I'm free. Here we go. There we go. And Eleni's saying, Kevin Bartlett is saying, loving this, good man yourself. In fact, I missed that one from Eleni in Greece. In Plan. There we go.
You should know that one by now, Joe.
So you make a plan. There you go. Joe Reader Reynolds. Joe from London. Good evening to you, Joe. From London. I'm sorry. Forgive me saying you're a Londoner. Hope you and the big man are well. Great to see you on. There's another one. It's growing arms and legs. Balsamic Biltong Babes and beer and rye. There's a 5th one. How many bees connected with South Africa can we get into one show? And John Armstrong. Oh, John, I wish you would. He's missing your Biltong. Well, we need to see what we can do about getting that on. Right, so we are almost up to the witching time of a couple of minutes left to go. But as usual, this is Nako Biltong. This is episode 2 of the All Beef and No Bull series. And so 2021, girls, what are your plans for 2021? What is it you're hoping to achieve next and take forward? Where are we going?
So I think 2021 for us is going to be growth. Just growing and developing another couple of products. We're already in the process of working with Tim McCarthy. He actually owns Blackfire Artisan Foods, and he makes a chili sauce called Pain in the Hole. It actually comes with a disclaimer. So we've had 1 or 2 people saying to us that they would like hotter biltong. So like you can see there, I've played with it a bit, and we are hoping to launch it within the next couple of days as a limited edition flavor. Just to again promote other local artisan producers, because we all of us are in this thing together, and no one is an island. So if I can help Tim to sell his product better as well, then that's exactly where we want to go.
Superb. And what about you, Lana? What are you hoping for this year? Because it's been massive growth so far. It's been brilliant, and
it has,
even just joking around, talking about lots of things that you could do tonight. Actually, they're all feasible things, as we've discussed offline previously. It's just such a great area to grow in.
Yeah, no, definitely. We were lucky as well this year that's passed that I was on maternity leave, so I was able to devote more time towards the biltong and sort of having a look at things. So, I mean, one of the big things we did this year, which was a massive leap, was taking on staff. So we had a young chap called Ewan who worked for us originally, and then he took off to uni, although bless him, that didn't last very long with COVID. He was back home again. But and then we've got a wee girl at the minute now working for us, Regan. So we took members of staff on, which was a huge thing because, again, originally we were doing that all ourselves. I spent a lot of my maternity leave up at the farm doing the biltong. So that was huge. But really, we are looking to sort of really expand now, but we need to be careful, and this is where we're sort of taking our time with it, because we want to stay artisan. We don't, as you say, want to be the Amazons and stuff churning out dry, rubbish, leathery biltong. That's not what we're about. So we're looking at how we can expand at the moment whilst holding on to all of our ethos and keeping our product as it is. That being said, we are looking at getting bigger. So we're in chats at the minute with the powers that be at Ballylagan about potentially putting up a building and actually producing biltong at a much bigger scale than we currently are at the moment, so that we're able to get into shops and things, and to maybe produce lines that have longer shelf lives and things like that, to be able to go further afield. But it's all in the pipes at the minute. We're seeing how things go. But and then the other thing is we would like to get a van for doing markets and things. We haven't really finalized on an idea for what that's going to look like just yet. But again, markets are now starting to pick up. We've just been invited actually to do Saintfield Market in Belfast. Belfast, Saintfield. So we're going to be doing that one next Saturday. This Saturday coming? Saturday week. So we'll be there, so that'll be nice. But it'd be nice if we can take a truck, because at the minute we've got the pickup, but it's loading everything into it, getting it all out again when you get there, and then once the market's over, loading it all back up. It'd be much nicer to just stick up a little front, and everything's ready to go, and then just shut it at the end of the day.
Absolutely. Do you know one of the things that we get a lot of complimentary comments, which surprised me in the early days of when we were doing this, was people like the informality of what we talk about, and the fact that you sat at home or you sat in your workplace for some of the companies we help, excuse me, and the fact that you're talking about different ideas that you're chatting through, whereas in a lot of businesses, most businesses, traditional transactional way is like, well, don't say nothing until it's perfect and it's ready, and yet we're chatting all of these things through, and people seem to just love that. I think people feel they're part of the journey with you, and you can see that from a lot of the comments tonight. And just before we wrap up and review, I am going to. I don't feel I did this justice enough by keeping it up long enough earlier on. So look at that. I mean, I'm laughing.
Well, Joe, you know that we told you there was a surprise in your parcel that's not arrived just yet.
Yeah. Is this it?
This is it.
Oh, ladies, the Biltong babes look after me so well. I'm not one for a very hot, spicy, fiery things. However, even before you told me that, which I'm really chuffed about, one of the things I think that you need to do is you need to try some of this. Notwithstanding potential man-soiling and loss of dignity. Wouldn't be the first time in my life. But being a former rugby enforcers. But there we go. Thank you. It's very, very kind. We got a whole pile of... Just going to throw that up again. That's made me giggle. A disclaimer from
the other nice thing about Tim's chili sauces, because this is the thing, we've had people in the past ask us, oh, do you do a hotter chili? We aim our chili to sort of be a general round pleaser, if you know what I mean. You don't want it to blow people's heads off. But one of the nice things about Tim is that he makes chili sauces from, as he says, sort of the very mild up to, and pain in the hole's not the worst. He's got ones that are hotter, but they have flavour, which is a big difference. You know, you get hot sauces sometimes where all they do is they just scorch your tongue, and that's all you get out of the experience. Whereas his ones have got real flavour to them. They're really delicious. So we did a couple of markets with him where we were next to him, and it was funny listening. You know, because you'd get people come up to it, and again, I don't want to be sexist, but you get the girls would try all the shallow end of the swimming pool as well, and the lads would just dive straight into the hottest one and live to regret it, but it was good fun.
I think that's one of the things. Jill will say that I was strictly like a korma type man, and I still love korma and buttered chicken type curries, that type of thing. But my baby palate, as has now developed some. I probably wouldn't have been able to take some stuff. But I'm a huge. I would never have tried your chili one years ago. But as you saw on my attempted recipe, I actually really like that, and with the creaminess with the egg, and it goes through different levels of flavour when you're eating it. And the aftertaste and something like that, and it is the taste. You're right. It is the taste that lingers, not the heat. The heat dissipates quite quickly. So for anybody who's a little bit unsure, I think that's absolutely fab. Gerald Williamson from Navan, just tuned in. Gerald, as ever, was welcome. And Heinz, Donald Schmidt, Heinz is now on. Every country in England needs a Kanako outlet. And reseller, and that would make the world a better place. It would.
We're working on that,
Heinz. We're working on it.
Nothing is missed on our online or offline chats. Trust me, there is a list that is growing and growing and growing by the day. Gerald Williamson adds, add plenty of garlic, good for the blood. It is. Wee Mary says, we keep going, girls. Love Wee Mary. Oh, bless you. Excellent stuff. Heinz adds on, could you sell a hotter chili sauce called knapsack?
You're gonna have to translate that one for me.
Knapsack.
Oh, go on. Is it polite or not really?
Yeah, that's right.
Knapsack as in auf Deutsch.
Excuse me.
Knapsack is similar to what knapsack in Deutsch in German.
I look at my Afrikaans spelling me now. I've been here too long. Knapsack means no, it's gone.
Rucksack.
I will pop it into the chat and we can share it.
Brilliant. Absolutely. And Elaine's coming up with more bees. Blitzen, Baki, Balsamic, Biltong, Babes and Beer. And Brie. There we go. We can add them all in. What does a Brie consist of? All of these bees. This is just, you can just imagine there's going to be T-shirts coming as well. There's another thing you need to write down. Right, we really need to wrap up. It's almost 40 minutes. Less is more sometimes, and we leave you wanting more. So tonight we've had a look at a quick recap with Ilse and Alana von Staden, who are the founders and run the excellent Nako Biltong out of Ballylagan Farm in Ballyclare in County Antrim in the beautiful, beautiful, beautiful province of Ulster, which is where I am live from tonight. This is Ballylagan Farm. Cool. So I had a quick canter through how 2020 was and the successes and the growth in the industry that they've been growing and developing, and all the joint ventures they've been doing and the collaborations, and long may that continue. We had a look at some recipes tonight. Let's just have a sort of quick look at some of those things. Food of champions. This is sourdough bread with fresh creamy butter and biltong powder.
Yep.
This, you can now get the packs of biltong powder from Nako Biltong. We talked about, I'm just not single out anybody, but we just talked about Farmageddon. That's the Drovers there, that's a joint venture with them there. And we talked about My Pitiful Effort, which actually is quite nice, but isn't available to buy unless you come down to see me. And this is, though, the food of champions. Nom nom nom. That's Ilse's match day feed before she goes. Match day feed and pre-tap room feed, it would appear. We look forward to next month. There's loads and loads and loads more coming as the months will progress. We'll be deep diving into some recipes and some getting some of the joint venture partners on and getting some of the teams on that the girls are working with as well, which will be really, really fab. What's happening over the next 30 days? The next show, I'm just looking at my notes here, is Saturday the 20th of February. So what's happening between now and then? What have you got planned for yourselves?
So we've got a couple of markets then. So we've got the Saintfield Market and we've got Inns Market, so our regular Inns at the first Saturday of the month. We've got a new batch of Biltong coming out of the box this week. We'll be resupplying all our resellers this week as well. And as Ilse said, like with two sisters and things, you can pick up the steaks from our cows as well. So if you go and head to see her, she'll do magical things for you. Yeah,
Definitely.
just sort of more plans in the works. We want to get some gear for us to be in when we're at markets and things, some nice hoodies and things. And I think maybe some of the suggestions there from Eleni with the beer Biltong and Brian things might come in handy. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm needing a Biltong Babes hoodie. I can see me in one. I can see me filling one quite amply. And on that, right, Saturday 20th of February is your next episode of All Beef and No Bull, courtesy of Nako Biltong. In the meantime, I didn't have this planned, but I'm going to do it anyway. If I can find it, there we go. Let's just come back. There we are. That is the website. Go to kinakobiltong.co.uk. And there they are. Look at those awards they've won. That's where they're based, and that's what they do. And oh my word! But you can also speak to the girls. You can contact them and phone them, and they'll talk you through. And if there's something specific that you would like to know or understand or test or try, and if you want to, if you want to stock it in your own location, talk to the girls. There's lots of great joint venture opportunities on the blocks for 2021, so you can be part of that. And I unashamedly will plug these live shows because these are about helping local and artisan companies and organisations and individual sole traders getting their message out to the world. So if you're interested in having this done, contact the girls and they'll put you directly in touch with me, and we'll arrange to get the same message out for you. Alana and Ilse and Staden, please give Alexander a wee hug, and let's have a fantastic 30 days more growth, tons and tons more stuff. Please stay in the studio while we just close down. In fact, Susan Jackson's just put up there, look, I have a friend who can do hoodies. There we go. There we go. See, everybody is part of the team, and Heinz is saying all the very best to you both. And Susan Jackson, great ladies and amazing products. Okay, that's it. I'm Big Joe Shep. I have been chatting with the founders and owners of Nako Biltong, Ilse and Alana van Staden. It is always a real pleasure. Ladies, until next month, stay safe, stay in the studio. We'll see you soon. Take care.
Take care. See you later.
Cheers, guys.